Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. So as you can see in my hotbar, I did spend quite some time mining for us, so we should be set for a little bit with the tools. I'm actually going to go ahead and make a diamond shovel because we're going to need that today. So as we make that, the series does go that you guys are deciding what I'm going to build. So the top comment was to build a beta style lighthouse. So that is what we are going to do today. And I think I am going to make it just over here. Or actually, you know what? I haven't quite decided. I think I'm going to put it right there, actually, now that I think about it. So those were the two spots that I was deciding. But now I do remember that we, at some point, oh, I almost just threw my phone off my desk. That wouldn't have been good. At some point, I had discussed that we were going to make a bridge crossing over to that. So I'm going to leave that alone for now. And I think this is a great spot to put our lighthouse, and we'll terraform it later on. But as for what I'm going to build the lighthouse out of, I was thinking we could actually make it out of some really cool materials. So that is what I'm going to spend the most of this morning doing, which is we are going to build it out of sand, I think, and black wool for the roof. I think that is a unique color scheme that you don't see too often. I did not want to do the typical red and white or the black and white. So I think what would be really cool is if we made it out of sand and just made the roof out of black wool, and we'll get it to somewhere around this height. So sand is obviously sand is obviously very easy for us to collect. So I'm going to go and head over to the desert, which is off in that direction, and just start digging it up. Yeah, there's just something about the old beta terrain, isn't there? Just walking around here is just so nostalgic for me. It's you know, I can remember being on my brother's white laptop in 2011 walking around on terrain like this. It's something special. I just remembered as I was starting to dig here that for those of you who don't know, click mining, as it's called, is actually faster in beta. So that means when you click on blocks, instead of holding the mouse button down, it actually does it faster. So this is holding it down. You can see it's just fractionally slower than if I were to click. So now I'm going to click every block, and you can see it's almost like having efficiency 2 on the shovel. So that is how you mine in beta. Okay, so I've only got 4 pieces of black wool. That is not going to do. So I'm going to have to find a way to get a whole bunch of black wool, because that's the only way that we are going to get the roof color that we're looking for. But for the time being, I think we could make the actual structure of the castle while these black sheep spawn. And I'm just trying to see if I have any more. Alrighty, there we go. That's flattened it out. And so I'm just going to build the base first, but I do plan on using smooth stone to kind of give this smooth transition. So what I'm going to do is, I think, just something simple, right? I think this is just going to be a 5 tower with maybe 1 in between. So that would be that size. How do we feel about that? Is that good? I feel like that's pretty decent, right? That's not too large or anything. That's a pretty good size for a tower. So I'm just trying to think, do I want it to be more rounded off? I don't think so. I think that's fine. So now all I'm gonna do is just build up a bunch. I'm gonna sleep first because I do not want to deal with any nighttime whatsoever in this version. All right, so I'm going 3 high blocks first because that's going to be our base where a lot of the stone is going to be. So there won't be any windows in that spot. And so we can start from here now of where our windows are going to be. So I'm going to get my glass, and our windows are going to be right here on every middle block. And I think they're just going to be... I'm going to go 3 high, actually. So we'll go up 1 more block. So we'll just place the 2 like this. I think that's going to be the best sight line. And then we'll go up 1 more and place another block. I think the 3 high is the best for the windows. And so we'll do that all the way around. And then we'll just make a top layer. We'll grab some more sand here in a second. There we go. And so there's the 3 high. And then I will just cover it up like this. And so that's going to complete 1 layer, and then I'm basically just going to repeat that like 3 or 4 more times until we're all the way up there, and then we'll build the roof. Alrighty. I did not think about how I was gonna get down from here. I'm gonna have to land in that block right there or that over there. So, one thing about beta is landing in water. Even if it has a block under it, you still die. You need at least 2, I think. So, I think our best bet is going into that right there, and we'll just hope that we make it, because I did not think about how I was going to get down from here, and clearly I am out of materials, so let's go. All right, we're good. Okay, that was close. All right. All right, next time think of a way down. And while we're down here, I guess we can build this now. I was just kind of planning on texturing it like this, so that's where our door is going to be, so we can't cover that up. We'll just do something like this here. Oh no, that was an accident. Yeah, we can leave it. Why not? I just want it to feel like very rocky around the bottom. And then we can go through and we can sprinkle a little bit of cobblestone here and there just to kind of break up that whole stone texture. And I would actually love to put one right here. I think that would suit that perfectly. So I'm not really thinking too hard about where to put them. I'm just kind of putting them where I think they fit the best. So I just wanted it to look very like rocky down here, and like there's a lot of, you know, I don't know, a lot of pebbles or rocks, I guess. So we can do something like that. I think that's totally fine, and when we step away, that'll look normal, like a castle base. So that's all good, and now we need to make a door. Oh, here we go. Here's some squids. Okay, I got 3 ink sacs from him. I didn't get any from that guy. Oh, there's plenty of them down here. Okay, so where was that? That was right about level with the sugarcane, so I think we could make some sort of squid farm here if we can get them to spawn in that location. I'm not so sure that's how this works in beta, but if it does work like it's modern Minecraft, then they are spawning in this chunk right here. So we could make something right there for them to funnel into. And look at that right there. Is that a dungeon? I think that might be a dungeon that spawned on the surface. It looks like one. There's cobblestone there. And there we go. It's a spider one, so that's wool forever. How about that? So we'll just have to figure out a way to get this to work. Now, I said I was going to come out here and grab sand. I haven't grabbed any sand. Okie dokie. Thank you, Blocks Blair. He just informed me on how to do this properly. So if we just find one of these guys out here, there's actually already one of them. If we just go to these guys now and just go and left click, or excuse me, right click with the ink sac, it should just turn them to their color. There we go. So that's all you got to do to get the dye that you're looking for. So we'll just do that for all these guys, and that's actually going to help us quite a bit. We'll get more than 1 wool per dye thing here. So we'll just wait for a bunch of these guys to spawn, and hopefully we end up with a bunch of black wool. So the one thing about this version, as I scale up this tower again, is it is painfully slow to go up blocks with water because there is no swimming or anything like that. That wasn't added until modern Minecraft version 1.13. So obviously I'm going to have to go through like this. And I think him being there is a sign that we need to make this roof out of black wool. All right, so we are up 8 layers. I think I'm just going to go up 1 more, and you'll see why in a second. And that is because we are going to make the part which is not the roof, but it's going to be kind of like this trim around the outside. So it's going to go something like this. I just need to think about how I'm going to do this here. So one has to go lower and one has to go higher. So I think this is the one that's going to go higher. And then this one is going to go lower. Right? It's going to go like that and that. And so this one is higher. And this one is lower. So this one is higher. Okay, that's how we need to do it. That's going to be a little confusing for me to remember. But I'll just remember it by the one on the outside of the window is the one that goes down. So we'll worry about those corners in a second. So should be something like that. Yes, we got that right. And so now I just got to repeat that for all these sides. Okay, I made some sandstone because I think we should actually bring it in one block. And we actually made just the right amount of sandstone. We should have just enough to do this. So I think it would look much better if we actually bring it in one block instead of having it right up against this here. So we're going to do the 5. Let's just see. Let me visualize how this would look first. Yeah, I think that's fine because I want this to have a very pointy roof. It's going to be very tall. And so this first layer is going to go up probably 4 blocks. Okay, this is actually proving to be a very effective method. When I started this video, I didn't think the roof was going to be a possibility, but now that we have these ink sacks, it's very easy to get this black wool, so not much of a struggle at all, especially since we have that lake right next to us. So we just have to wait for lots and lots of squid to spawn if we ever want to make a black roof again, and we can just get those ink sacks and start dyeing these sheep. Okay, we should have a decent amount of time to work on this. So we're already going to lose 20 blocks by doing this. So we're only going to be able to get 2 layers done, which isn't really all that much. So that's how much this is going to take. I might be here for a few hours. I'm just trying to think if 2 or 3 is the way to go. I think 3 is definitely the way to go. So unfortunately, we're going to be just a few short here, but that should give us a good visual of what it's going to look like off the start, and then we can actually get some back by putting the windows in at the top here. So yeah, it's definitely a unique lighthouse. I would say it's kind of a lighthouse in my style, not exactly a generic lighthouse, but I think it's cool and it's going to fit the theme of the world more. So we'll get up here and now we can line all this stuff in like that. And we have 1 left over, which is going to start our new layer. So we can place some cobblestone in here. I don't necessarily know how to explain it, but the resources in this version just feel so much more valuable than modern Minecraft. And I think it has to do with the simplicity of the game, right? There's just not that much stuff in this version. So it feels like you come across things a lot less frequently. So I just, like, even the sugarcane, like in modern Minecraft, I'm rarely ever collecting wild sugarcane. But because in this version, everything is so rare and there's just not that many items, I feel like I have the incentive to do that type of stuff because of how, like, how frequently it's not spawning. So that's a very good thing about this version, I think, and why a lot of people tend to play it. Let's see if we can get a better view here. So this is what everything looks like from up top. Rather nice. Don't see any sheep though. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we're up here. Now I just need to figure out how I'm going to do this last section. So it is 5. So I think what I'm going to do, or well, it's actually 3. But it is going to be a box. So I think I'm going to go up. Let's see, maybe 3 blocks here. That's not going to leave us very many blocks. So we're going to have to go down one more time and make some stuff. But I think I'm actually going to go... I would like to go 1 more layer, I think, here. So that's what I'm going to do. 1 more layer. We'll have to go down, farm some more sheep. And then I think if we just get like 50 more wool, I think that should carry us to the end of making that. So let's go. All right, so we're ready to get back building again. That took me about an hour or so to get all of that wool, but I'm going to go ahead and add some fence posts under these blocks because I think that's going to be some nice detail to just kind of smooth that transition a little bit. So I'm going to get up there and do that now. Okay, I've got to do this in a way that will be like this here. And I got to make sure I don't take out this... this source block. It's a little hard to maneuver like this. That was very hard to place all of those, but now we can finally just get back up here on this block right here, and we can get back to work. So what I was thinking we could do though is when I was looking at this down from the bottom perspective, we could definitely take out these corner blocks, and then I'm going to replace that block with some black wool. I think that just kind of rounds off the whole thing a little bit better. So we'll take out those right there, and then what I'm going to do is go down here like this, and I'm just going to fill in these blocks because it's just a little too square for me at the bottom, and we obviously don't have like stairs or slabs of this type, so we're going to have to get creative here and think of a way to make that more rounded off, which I think that works. And then what I wanted to do was add one. I would love if I could get these blocks back. I'm going to break them, so that way hopefully I can get lucky and get them back. We'll have to go down there and pick those up, and hopefully they don't despawn by the time we're done with this. I only got 1 out of the 3, which isn't great, but I want to place them like this here so it's even more rounded off. And then we can head up, and same thing with this side, right? So I'm going to get rid of all of these, and it's a little hard to see. I don't know where I started. Okay, so that was our first layer. So I just want to have the first layer not have the corner as well. So I can't really see what I'm doing, but I think that that's the first layer. So now we just left the corners there, and we're going up by 3. So that's 2. And so that would be 3 right there. That was a huge cloud that we just got stuck in there. So we left the corners. So now this is 3. So I'm going to go up 1 more for this one. Like that. Or should we go up 2 more? And then we'll have to place our temporary blocks. It's not where I meant to put that. Oh boy, here comes the cloud again. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And the reason I wanted to place those temp blocks is because now we have something like that, and I don't have any more temporary blocks. I really should have thought about that before I came up here. So I can't use those trapdoors. We'll use these for now, and I'll just get them back in a second. So we'll do something like this. And something like this. And then we're going to have to use them again. So I'll have to come up here and get these back eventually. And now we can just go inwards like so. So that was, we went up 2. So this is like a whole new layer. So that was 3 blocks we just went up. So why don't we go 4, and then we'll go 4 again. Is there a possibility we could add like a window right here? Would that look cool? I'm going to try it out. I'm going to waste these 2 blocks. I think if we add a window right there, that could be really cool. That way we could like stand all the way up here. And then we obviously are at the cloud limit, so we can see everything from up here. So it's not quite a lighthouse, but it's somewhat of a lighthouse, which I'll take. And it's kind of like my fantasy interpretation of a lighthouse. I think that's the best way to explain it. So let's get down and let's take a look at it from a distance. All right, made it back to land. Let's have a look. And there we go. So I think the roof shape is actually pretty decent. That's about what I was picturing with that build. So obviously that cloud is kind of blocking it right now. So hopefully when that phases through and when we come back in the morning, you can see we don't have any cloud cover. But that's kind of the idea that I was going for. I do think that I accidentally made it a little too wide. I would have preferred if it was a little more narrow, but I do like that texturing we did at the top with the fences there. And I think we could improve this bottom piece a little bit. I'm just not quite sure how. But yeah, so far so good. I think pretty much right there is what we were going for. All right, so I would like to see what it looks like at night, and it does look pretty cool. So hopefully we don't get blindsided by any mobs here, but yeah, it does look pretty cool at night. I think we should go through though, and I'll just do it off camera or something before or after I end this video, and I'll just place torches at each of the windows so all of the windows light up. But you can see we have that nice little thing right there. and then we have the bottom lit up, so it looks really cool, and from a distance you'd be able to see that top piece up there. So yeah, let's go ahead and sleep, and we'll add the commenter's name, and that'll be it for today. All right, so I have the commenter's name here that we can throw on the piece here, which is BlaizedAsh, I believe it was, and he was the one who requested the lighthouse. So we'll put his name on the sign here, and we'll do the date as well. I don't know where my phone is. Hold on. Okay, so my phone says, all right, so I got my phone, and today's date is April 16th. So we'll go ahead and do April 16th, 2024 is when we built BlaizedAsh's request of a lighthouse. So that is my interpretation of a lighthouse. I know it's not the traditional, you know, striped one you get with the black and white or the red and white, but I think this is a cool take on it. It's very fantasy looking and kind of matches my style. So yeah, that's what I had pictured when you guys had said to build a lighthouse. I pictured this kind of like wizard tower looking thing. So I think that's a cool interpretation of a lighthouse. And today, at this point, would be a great time to answer the comment of the day, which comes from QPaul7. And he says that your soothing voice really adds to the experience, and that he listens to my videos in the background while he is coding. So yeah, that's one thing I did want to talk about in this video, was the microphone quality, and why that's so important to me is so one of my jobs outside of YouTube is to make music. So I am a professional musician, and so that means that I very, very much value audio quality when it comes to videos. And so there are a lot of effects on my microphone, such as an audio compressor, an equalizer, the way it's distanced to me right now speaking to it is very important as well. It's about 6 inches from me right now, so it's very close. And that is all done on purpose to ensure that the microphone picks up the best quality possible. So it obviously has the equalizer on it to add a little bit of bass to the voice, because that more realistically resembles what I sound like in real life, as opposed to the microphone in its default position. So this microphone is a HyperX Quadcast. It sounds okay from right out of the box, but in order to get it to sound like this, I did have to do some audio effects on it. So that's how the microphone sounds the way that it does. So you get a more realistic experience of what it would be like to listen to me in person, as opposed to a default microphone. But yeah, thank you for that comment, Paul, and I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. Anyways, I think that's about it for today's video. That is our lighthouse completed. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that. Please be sure to leave your build suggestions for the next episode. We have plenty to go over. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, I think that's about it.